Howdy y'all, welcome back to Rat's Nest Hot Rods. This video is going to show the first blockout session on the 65 Cadillac. I'm going to show the rear quarters, a little bit on the driver's side, and then I'll show the whole process on the passenger side, as well as the area above the trunk lid, deck lid area in the back. It is a long process. It is not exactly the most fun thing to do, but the time you take here and the patience shown and trying to make yourself enjoy it as much as possible will show in the final product, so keep that in mind. And what you're seeing now is the DA. I'm going back and putting some tooth in the feather fill that we shot. Those areas there are the lows where we welded up the trim pieces that came off the 65 Cadillac. They run all the way down the sides and all the 60s and 70s Cadillacs, and I didn't like the look of them, so we're cleaning up the edge. So you might say, why don't you fill those before you shoot down the feather fill? Here's my simple thinking on that, and it's, to each his own, I would think. But I epoxied the whole car. That was in a prior video. 3 coats of epoxy primer, let it cure out. A couple hours later, then I put 3 coats of heavy feather fill and slick sand on the whole car. I don't think that you can get a better bond than fresh epoxy and then hitting it immediately with your polyester primer. Polyester primer is liquefied body filler. It is tighter. There's no pinholes usually in it, and I feel that is the tightest base layer if you're going to sand something, rather than going back and putting the body filler on the epoxy primer, blocking that out, half removing your epoxy primer, then respraying epoxy primer, then putting more feather fill on. I like this process. It also helps me locate the lows by using a little guide coat. So I need all the help I can get, and I think in my mind, never seen it done this way before, but it just seems to make a lot of sense, and it worked on every other panel on this gigantic Cadillac, so I'm going to continue doing it. What else we're going to show here? All the blockouts, the body filling, and yeah, so let's get to finishing this up. I'll keep everything in a higher speed because it is boring, but if you don't like to watch block sanding, or you don't want to know the process, you shouldn't watch this video. Okay, so we got the passenger side roughed in. That'll eventually get fully blocked down later, but I'll show the process here on the driver's side. We're putting down the black guide coat. We're going to roughly flatten down everything on this side, all this body filler that was put in, with 80 grit on a 30-inch block for the most part. Some other blocks will come out too. And then we'll re-guide coat the whole thing and start block sanding again. 80 grit the whole way in this first session of blocking to get your majority of your shaping done. The future videos, when we continue, you'll see the higher grits. I did use the air blade or air file on a lot of this stuff in the beginning, just to knock down the high edges, and it saves a lot of time.
Shows are turning, and those trance beats are burning. Now all the drifters are drifting, and their sails are full of mystery. They're falling in love under the dock. My girl's on baby, she can't stop. When the clock strikes 10 to 4, you're gonna ask for one hit more. How are you gonna get your fix when the clock no seminary where the sisters all be converted. Nothing's holy and nothing is scary. Well, shake it on, baby, come on, work it on out. We'll be together when we come down. You never think twice about what you don't know. You walk around like you don't have a shadow. When the clock strikes 10 to 5, well, many things keep us alive. Well, we'll be begging at the 7-Eleven. When the clock strikes 7, come on, girl, love a man. Yeah, could you ever love a man? Hey, love a man. Yeah, yeah, love a man. Check it. Judy and Johnny walk through the door. You throw your French fries on the floor. You cut through the ravers like you're hypnotized. Those Asian honeys, well, they roll their eyes. Now when the clock strikes.
I found this to be pretty interesting on this Cadillac, my parts Cadillac, and some of the other ones I've seen. There's a huge leaded seam right here at the back side of both doors, and it goes upward and downward and outward, and it really is ugly. So I'm going to use the air file to take it down and remove some of the lead to get it closer to flat, and then end up putting some body fill around it. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. I know on the Fleetwood that I have outside there's a huge piece of trim that runs along there, but they didn't do that on the DeVille, so I'm not sure why there wasn't more care taken, but we're going to get that fixed right now. Use the air file, get it flattened down. Definitely want to wear a mask and gloves when you're working with that lead crap, and yeah, make it work.
10 to 1, you know the night has just begun. We're trying to sleep together again. But when that clock strikes 10 a.m., come on, girl, love a man. Yeah, could you ever love a man? Could you ever love a man? Could you ever love a man? Oh yeah, what do you want me to do? Get a new haircut, get my teeth cleaned, get glitter on my eyes, put on that new parachute, and the shiny stuff all over my eyes, and the sunglasses. I've been trying to talk to you for weeks and weeks, you just keep ignoring me. You just don't know what I'm going through. Oh man, could you ever love a man? It's so hard for guys these days. We don't have any kind of support structure. I was on Mercury Street that day when the mine yards closed. The shovels, they stopped lifting. Who would have known that by summer I'd be walking these dead streets? One by one, the shops they fold. Men from out of state come in and buy up everything. My brother, he was a miner in the Kelly shop that paid did earn. Now he's broke with the bills coming in, no place to turn. He fell in with some old high school friends down in the cellar all spring. They started cooking meth and amphetamines. Oh my God, it's on. I really want some. I really want some Oh, I really want some.
All right, we're going to jump up and hit these portions of the sail panels, and also that portion there before the trunk lid. There are some style lines that they grooved into these old cars that kind of drops down from the bottom right hand and left hand corner of the window, and it's kind of like a little ditch, kind of a spear, and you'll see a lot of cars that they either fill them over or half-ass fill them over or don't block them. So they'll start to show up here soon once we start to do the full block on the back. You've seen a lot of 30-inch block, the plexiglass one, and then the Dynablock, or whatever the hell they call those black ones. Durablock, that's what they are. I like to use a variety of things to get the job done. I like the soft sanders in certain spots too, because it kind of makes me use a lighter hand when I'm sanding, I guess. That's the best way I can explain it. And it gets into some of the goofier areas. You look at this car and you're like, man, that's a big flat car, but there's nothing in reality on this car that's flat. Everything has some kind of curve in it, and you got to get creative with your blocks. It's not a one block kind of deal, and it keeps it interesting when you can jump around and try different blocks to get that final result. Let's tease out the next video. Here's the roof, sprayed in black feather fill, which I will never do again. This is the white dry guide coat. I picked it up off eBay. It's like 20 bucks, a little cheaper than the 3M stuff. It's the same. Don't shoot black polyester primer. I will never shoot it again because it is really hard to see the lows. Even with this white powder, and I'll end up in the next video, you'll see I'll start going it over with a white spray paint to try and help me locate those. As you saw the rest of the car, it had different levels of different colors of polyester primer, and I'll never do that again because now it looks like a spotted cow with jaundice or something weird like that. But the next coat after we get past this blocking will be all nice and light gray, and that'll help me be able to see the low points a lot easier. Yep, the Harley's in the shop too, getting the front wheel worked on. I do want to say thanks for the likes, subscriptions, the dislikes, the comments. It's all good feedback for the most part, and I appreciate the subscriptions are moving up. So seems like the word's getting out there, and some of the videos are taking off, which is really cool to see and rewarding to continue doing this stuff. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys and girls. I saw there's 39% women that look at these videos, which is crazy that I can see that with the analytics that are provided by YouTube. But yeah, anyway, guys and girls, peace and grease, sucker.